The feeding nutrition of broiler chicks. So to get the broiler hybrid, use a male Cornish and a female Plymouth Rock. The basic data. So the body weight of hatching is 40 grams. If it's smaller, there's a lower survival rate. The length of fattening is 38 days to 40 days. And this is 5 to 6 weeks. And the slaughter weight is 2.7 kilograms. It's very intensive. The feed efficacy is 1.6 kilograms per kilogram. And the dressing out is over 70%. The chances of body conditioning score. So protein in building versus fat in building. So the protein in building is first and the fat in building is second. So in the first 2 to 3 weeks, you need 4 times more protein built into the muscles, and the animal ages only 2 times more protein, the amount as fat increases. The determination of the slaughter weight, so is if there's a loss of growth capacity, or if you increase the fat building, you require more energy and more abdominal fat, which is waste. It has no value. It's more expensive than the protein in building. And at a certain age, it's no longer economical to keep feeding them. So the expression of nutrient requirements. So the nutrient density and the continuous changes. So the multiple stages of the diet. You have the starter diet, the grower diet, and the finished diet. The starter diet, the crude protein is 23%, and the metabolizable energy is 12.6 mj per kg, and the fed crumble. The grower diet, the crude protein is 21.5%, and the ME is 13 mj per kg. It's fed in pellets. And the finished diet, the crude protein is 19.5%, and the metabolizable energy is 13.4 mg per kg, and it's fed in pellets. The energy requirement increases as birds get heavier. Because the fat in building, the older birds get more energy, the more energy they need, and the higher energy intake means lower fat intake is required. So approximately 10 essential amino acids that cannot be synthesized in the body. And the problem with cereals is 60 to 70% of the diet is very low in amino acids. So they require lysine, methionine, and cysteine, and they need to be supplemented because cereals are low in them. And they're converted and excreted by uric acid, which takes energy. The amino acid supplementation, so the advantages, you have less dietary crude protein needed, and the energy sparing, there's no nitrogen metabolism needed, and environmental protection. Linoleic acid, so it's essential fatty acid which must be supplied if you have decreased growth, skin, or syndromes if you don't have it. And the calcium and phosphorus. So the calcium, it needs to be from 10 at the start, then it goes to 8, and the phosphorus goes from 5 to 4. And the ratio is 2 to 1, that needs to be known. The cereals rich in phosphorus, half are bound to phytic acid, which are excreted, they're indigestible, but animals cannot utilize phosphatase, as they have no phosphatase. And salt, sodium chloride, is 0.3. Supplementation is always required, and crude fiber has to be 2 to 4% because the underdevelopment of the cecum, it is low. It still needs fiber for peristalsis. Homogeneity of the diet. So best seeds and pellets. It ensures every gram has the same content for chicks, especially eating small amounts. The physical amounts of the diet, so they grow as fast as possible. They have ad lib, no restrictions. Mash is not for broilers. Crumble for starter diets, and pellets for growers and finishers. And the feeding is ad lib with auto feeders. The water, they drink 2 to 2.5 liters per kilogram. And the housing is deep shavings. And the European Production Efficiency Factor, the EPEF for broilers. So it's A multiplied by B, C multiplied by D by 100. So the proportion of chickens for slay is 90%, over the average weight is 2.7, and the length of fattening is 38 days multiplied by the FCR, which is 1.6.